Completing a journal from cover to cover is extremely rewarding. And upon completing your journal, the prospect of starting a new journal is also very exciting. This video will be a flip through of my new personal daily journal. I made this journal by hand from cover to cover. So please enjoy the following video as I take you through a flip through of my new daily journal. I hope you enjoy it and love it as much as I do. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing you a flip through of my new daily journal. It's my personal journal that I'll be using here to do journal with me's, and that I will put my daily ephemera and things like that in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. It's the biggest journal I have ever made by far. I actually really quite love the size. I think I'm a little nervous about how some of the pages that I do that are just a little bit more random will fit in, but I think time will tell, and we'll see as I start the process of doing journal with me's and daily journals, how I feel about having a journal this big. So let me go ahead and get some sizes for you so you can know just about how big it is. So the height on this journal it's just about 11 inches by almost 9 inches. So it's quite big. And I'm really excited. I don't know. You can sense anxiety. It's because I've never used a journal this big. So we'll just see how it goes. I actually made a removable charm for this journal. I really love it. It came out really sweet. There's a vintage Disney domino on there. This was a pressed penny I got on our most recent trip to Disneyland as a family, so that was really fun. This is from an old bracelet. It says Disneyland, one of my old personal bracelets. And this was from my daughter's shop, Eliza Ryan Design. It's a charm. And then there's just some pretty beads and things like that. So this was a really fun one to make. I always add vintage buttons. I loved that yellow one. So that is a removable charm. And I know a lot of you messaged me saying that you loved my charm that you saw in my journal. And the good news is that I am actually in the process of making 5 or 6 more that will go into my shop. They'll be very similar to this one, and they will be in my Etsy shop probably in a couple weeks. So stay tuned and keep an eye on my stories. Oh, and this vintage key is actually from, I believe, Memory Lane D-Stash. I will link her shop below. So she had a whole bunch of vintage keys, and I bought a bunch because I love them. So the cover on this journal, I really, really love. It is an image from this book, which is the Walt Disney Treasury storybook. I got this very large book at an estate sale. It was falling apart, and as you can see, the cover is in pretty poor shape. Like the plastic is coming up and it's a bit of a mess. So I think I paid $1 for it. It's from, oh gosh, I don't even know. Let's open it up. I believe it is from the 1950s. So 1953 is the copyright on this book. It was falling apart. The pages weren't quite this bad, but some of them were falling apart. I helped these ones along. And obviously it was a little bit of a mess, but for the most part, the inside was absolutely beautiful. The images were amazing. So I knew I had to have this book. It was just so pretty. And I'm really happy I got it. Like I said, I think I paid about $1 for it. And that is just worth every bit of that money that I paid. So I actually almost used this image because I loved it so much, but maybe for a different journal. So this is where the image is from. As you can see, this was like 1/2 of it. Let's see if I could put them together. So that was the complete image. And then on the back is, if you turn it over, that's the rest of it. So I kind of took a cue from the book. If you open the book, 1/2 of the carousel was on one side and the other half was on the other. So I thought that would be a fun thing to do for my journal. 1/2 of the image is on the front cover and the other half is on the back. So yeah, this is the book I got it from. I really love it. And I can't wait to use some of those images for future journals that will be in my Etsy shop available for purchase, hopefully very soon. All right, so let's go ahead and open it up. I started with some of these very large pockets. I was inspired by Johanna Clow. In one of her more recent journals, she made these really big pockets, and she made them with wallpaper. And so I love the idea, but I didn't want to take her idea and use it exactly. So I tried to change it up and put my own spin on it. And so what I did was I stiffened fabric and I put them in my journal. So it's a little bit different, but I definitely was inspired by her very large pockets. And the reason I kind of love these large pockets is, as you can see, I've already kind of started doing it. Usually when I have ephemera, I'll just stick it in boxes, or I'll stick it in bins, or I'll stick it in my workspace. And then when it comes time to do my journaling, I'll just take it all out and see what I want to use. And so I put several large journals throughout this, several large pockets throughout this journal. So now I think what I'll do is I get personal ephemera, I'll stick it in these pockets, and then as I need it, I can kind of just go through my journal and get what I need. So I think that's kind of a really useful part for these very large pockets. And I've already kind of started doing that. I've been sticking things in here that I know I'll use for this journal. So this is the first page. This is actually the story of Sleeping Beauty, and it's from that same book that I made the cover with. And the book came out in 1953, and I don't believe Sleeping Beauty was out yet. So this is the story of Sleeping Beauty, but it's not the original animation that we are accustomed to. So I thought that was really neat. So that is Sleeping Beauty, Aurora, Briar Rose. And so I thought that was really neat. I added some of those pages in here because I thought that was kind of neat. Oh, here, actually, you could see more on this side. So it's the story we know, and it is Disney, but the illustrations for the movie were not available yet, which is kind of neat. So in this journal, I'll kind of go quickly. This is just fabric. I just have a lot of pretty cardstock pages because that's what I love. And then dyed pages, which is also what I love. And then this was just a page I made with some pretty paint, and I thought I could journal on there or even add photos on there. That would look really neat. So that's that. I really tried to just pick some softer colors that were reminiscent of Fantasyland because the image on the covers actually reminded me so much of Fantasyland, which is my favorite land at Disneyland. So I added these scraps of fabric to try to soften the colors. I worked with some new colored dyes, and this is probably my favorite. It's called Indigo. I really love that color, so I was happy to add that in there. I think this is Cocoa, I'm not sure. So here's some more of that, those images from Sleeping Beauty, which is kind of neat. I love that. So the story is very much the same, even that you could see the little characters and the boots and stuff and the outfit. That was really special to me. And then this is actually from a theater book, and I just love the images and the kind of little puppets. I thought that was really neat, so I added some of those in here as well. Yeah, just lots of really pretty pages that will hopefully inspire me to be creative. And yeah, just a lot of blank stuff. I don't put a lot of extra stuff in my journals because I know I'm going to create on my own. So this is Pinocchio. This is another one of those big pockets, and as you can see, I do have some of my personal ephemera in here that I want to use for this journal. So I'll just stick that over here, and that's on a vintage book page. So just a lot of the same stuff that's in most of the journals that I make. It's just not decorative because it's mine, so I kind of didn't really put the work in. This is Bongo, one of my favorite stories. I love that little bear, it's so cute. More personal ephemera in there. I loved this image, and I thought it was so pretty to use with this fabric. Bongo is such a great story. I think it's on Disney Plus, so if you wanted to see that, go over to Disney Plus and you could see Bongo. And the other kind of interesting thing about all the pockets that I made is all of the fabric here is very special to me. This particular one is my favorite vintage fabric that I've ever had. I've had it for years. Before, when I was a bow maker, I actually made bows out of them and jackets, and I upcycled this fabric for a ton of things. I had bought it at an estate sale, And I bought yards and yards, and this is actually all I have left. So I used it, and I think it's special to kind of keep it and have it in my journal. And this was another print I really loved that I paid way too much for. And again, that's all I have left of it, but I thought it complemented that picture really well. So all of the fabric pockets in here are all very special scraps that I had left. This is another page. All I did was paint over it and add some stamps, and I thought I could do some journaling there. I was actually really excited because just yesterday, we went to Bob Baker Marionettes, if you saw that on my Instagram stories, and I bought a brand new pen that I'm going to use in this journal. I don't usually get excited about pens, but I went to a really neat stationery store. Let me grab it. I went to a really neat stationery store on York Street in LA called Shorthand, and they had all kinds of really neat pens and you could test them. And I loved the way this one wrote. And you can't really tell, but it's actually black green. It's not just black and it's not dark green. It's like a black green. So I'm very excited to use it. I've never bought myself a fancy pen to use for my journals, but I officially have. So I got mine at Shorthand. They are on Instagram. I don't know if they sell online, but you can check if you go to their Instagram. So I'm very excited to use that new pen. I treated myself. I thought it was really fun. So yeah, just lots of the same kind of stuff in here. I'm hoping I could feel creative. This is my ephemera that I've started sticking in there. This is a really fun, very vintage print. Again, I got it in a estate sale. I do have more of this one left, but I loved this whole square. So, and another fun fact for my journals is I always try to add something Dumbo because that movie is special to me. I always sing that song, Baby Mine, to my children. So I always, in every personal journal, try to add something Dumbo. So, and again, all of the book pages, with the exception of the theater ones, are from the original book that I made the cover out of. So that also makes it special to me. So I love it. I hope you all love it too. I'm going to start my very first journal with me, and it will be with my Disney ephemera from our very first Disney day back to Disneyland after all of the COVID shutdowns. We haven't been there in a year and a half, so it was really fun to go back. So yeah, I will just jump around. I'll find a page I love, and my first journal with me will be from our Disneyland trip. I'm very excited to get started. You'll be along with me for the process to decide if I love working in a big journal or if I'll go back to kind of a standard size journal. So, and I will have another journal drop coming very soon. This one is almost, I think it's almost the exact same size as my personal journal. And it will be a part of my restock. I am going to do a complete flip through and show y'all what'll be in that drop very soon, because I'll have smaller sizes, and then I'll have this one available that will be bigger. But just so you know, I do have this size coming. They do take a little bit longer, but I'm excited to bring them to you. So I just wanted to give you a sneak peek. This is the one bigger one I will have in my next drop that will be sometime this week. Keep an eye on my Instagram stories, and all the information will be on there, and I'll be doing peeks, and I hope to have a flip through of this journal and the other journals that will be available also. But I just wanted to let you know that I have listened. I do know some of you were interested in a bigger style, and I will have more coming soon. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about this bigger size journal. Also, let me know if you want to see more. Like I said, this is the only one I have available for purchase right now. But if y'all want to see more this size, let me know, because I'd be happy to try to make some more to have for a future drop. But let me know in the comments below. It's the best place to leave comments, to communicate with me, because it's kind of where I see things faster than like, for instance, DMs on Instagram or even email. So just leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I do lots of really fun journal with me's, and I have a couple lined up already that will be really fun. You won't want to miss them. So be sure to like this video so that my channel can get boosted a little bit and I can make more content for you. So thanks so much. I hope you all have a really great day. I hope you enjoyed this little flip through, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.